we are live. Okay. Well, welcome everybody to another edition of Phoenix in the South End group. We meet every week, and this is where we make a lot of changes. We give each other support in the things that we are doing, and if there's new products that come out within our business, this is a great medium in the media in which we can express that to other people. So if you have a business of any kind, this is really one great way to be able to market that business to people directly, because it's not so much the people that show up, it's the people that we know. If you've been in business for at least 3-4 years, you're going to already have 100, 200 clients or people that you'll know, and that's before you get into the people that you knew in high school and things like that. So there's quite a good networking of it there, and there are people that you know that other people would never get to, and vice versa. So you really have access to that in that way. So if you've got something that you'd like to market, a service that is really needed, give us a ding. Come on in and be a visitor and see if something like this would be of value to you on a more permanent basis after. So we're going to just look at some of the things that we are looking at in terms of where we are. This is our website itself, pbex.ca or phoenixbusinessexchange.com. I'll go to this particular site, all right? And the member of the week is Jacqueline, woohoo! And she was here a second ago. She had to probably do a mortgage deal on her way out, but she's a very talented lady. She very zen in the sense that she can calm down money to make it more profitable for you. So give her a link there. Her e-card's there. That's our electronic business card that all of our Phoenix members get when they come in. And there's a little story there in that video of a little bit of what she does, and you can connect to her that way. We have 5 chapters altogether. We have our Monday, Wednesday, and Thursday group, which is today. And it usually goes from 8 to 9 o'clock in the morning, Eastern Standard Time. If you're in another time zone, you could definitely adjust. We do have people that are outside of this area, outside of Canada even, and so there's a lot of opportunities if you have such a business that you could do business online with others or do it through the social media, that kind of thing. We also have a new Thursday group. It goes from 1 to 2 o'clock, and we are doing that today. We're launching. We've been launching this group for the last several weeks or so, and just to give people an option that they could still meet in the middle of the day if the morning doesn't suit. All right, so this is one option. And our after hours group, we meet once a month. We have many different time slots that you can come in and be able to look at the various things that are that we have to offer. This is more of a mastermind group where we meet once a month. You bring your goals of what you want to do in your business, and we make you accountable. And this way, every month it's broken down to by the end of the year. Hopefully, you'll get those things and the goals that you want accomplished. East Trade Winds, there's various things that happen every week with Bertie Fransgrove every Tuesday at 8 o'clock. He starts that global networking group, and it's good. I go to that one almost every week, just about, if not every week. I do my meditation every Friday at 1:30. We're going to be talking about what is poking you energetically. How come people are still so unrest and there's still discord in their lives and so on. So we're going to be talking about things that are constantly nagging you and why it keeps you up at night. We also do a sound bath every month, and that's happening next Wednesday at 7 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you want some more information on that, just click the link. Penny Lee has her dance class with her NIA classes, and she has a potluck at the end of the second Friday of every month. And so that's where that's happening. It's a nice way to be able to connect to friends and family in that way. Next week in this group, we are going to be at the River Lounge We're going to also be on Zoom as well, but we're going to be there in person. So if you do have a business, come and see us. We'll be glad to give you a warm welcome. And one thing I wanted to show is that we're really looking at people that we want to bring into the group in the various categories that are open. And there's a button here which says open categories, and it breaks it down. What we are really looking for is people that have to do with the home. All right, that's a big one. Our Norm Boyer, he's our handyman, but he's always looking for different people that he can refer to. If you're a roofer, a locksmith, a home appraiser, home inspection, if you do anything to do with the home in whatsoever, garage door repair person, these are categories that we're constantly being asked for. Air duct cleaning is another one that I was asked the other day, but we don't have anybody like that. So it's good to be able to give that business to a member in that way that it keeps it very tight in the sense that we end up getting that connection to something that may be something good for someone else. All right. There's also a financial category. We are looking for a financial planner, by the way. We've been asked for a few things like that. Also health, which many of us are a part of. Okay, we are looking for a naturopathic doctor, a Tai Chi instructor. Anything to do with just keeping your body in good shape. A physiotherapist is a good one that we've been asked for, and so on. To just go down this list. If anybody, sometimes when you look at a profession, it will remind you of somebody, and that's how sometimes you could spur your energy a little bit. If you know somebody who's good at what they do, that's who we're looking for. Because one of the things is that when you are referring business to something or you're referring a connection to something, it's really important to be able to make sure that they have a high quality ethic. Like Norm, when he goes in to do a job, he doesn't leave until his standard is met. Even though the customer may be long happy, but he has a certain standard, and that's the kind of people we're looking for. That way, when I send business to Norm or Q or Sam, I know they're going to be well taken care of because that's the way I would do that business. If somebody sends them to me, it's always the best quality. It's not that you're working harder for something; it's just that your work ethic is different. You want to make sure that somebody sends something to you that they're happy, because eventually it will get back to the person that made the referral. Either they're going to say, why did you send me to this person? It's like they didn't have a clue. A couple of times that's happened where I would send somebody to someone that I didn't know, but I know they did it but didn't hear back from them. And then after 6 months, I said, how did that thing go? Don't ask. It's like, oh man, so it doesn't make me look good, right? So we want to make sure that we're sending quality referrals to people that know what they're doing, and that their ethic, their work ethic is very strong. Okay, and that's probably a little bit of education there as well. So when we're looking at the various ways that we are sharing business with each other, share it with someone that really can do the job, in other words. And you don't know that until you meet with them. And this is what we call BAMs. After many of us will do our infomercials and tell us what they do, we'll ask for what BAM that they did. A BAM is a business activity meeting. And it's a way that our members get together and they meet. We talk about business, but we talk about family. I want to know if they built a deck in the backyard and how they did it, and and so it's a little bit of looking at a deeper look at the person's personal life in a sense, because that says a lot about how people will react and do business after that. Once you have a real good connection with somebody and now they're a friend, it's so easy to send a referral to them. So that's one of the great things about network marketing. All right. So let's get into our introductions. Give you an idea of how we are rolling here, and let's start with Q, if we can. So Q, what's going on?
Thank you, Tony. Hello, everyone. My name is Q, and I'm the insurance lady of the group. And I'm here to help you protect your loved one livelihood and financial peace of mind when they need it most. And it can be achieved through life, critical illness, and disability insurance. And yeah, if you know anyone who need help, just send them my way so we can start the conversation. Thank you.
Okay. Any BAMs, Q? Any to meet with anybody?
Not
No? Okay.
not this week.
Okay. And Norm, over to you, sir. What's happening on Stevenage Drive?
Well, we're doing a lot of upgrades of kitchens, like repairs. Putting in an extra cupboard where they didn't have a cupboard, or repairing doors in the kitchen, repairing some of the plumbing, leaking plumbing. So just a honey-do list in the kitchen. We've been doing a couple of those lately. Well, Rick has. I have a couple of interior doors and an exterior door. The biggest thing is when a customer wants something, is for me to be able to find what they want. Oh, I want this door, right? Or they tell me, I went to one yesterday, so they had an opening and they wanted two doors and side light, but it wasn't big enough. So I have to educate people about what they can and can't get. I did a simple glass repair, and the guy wanted to know, are you going to have to, is the glass going to be taken out and cardboard put in till the new glass comes in? Are you going to have to take the sash out? Oh, so totally didn't know what we do when we replace the glass, right? And I said, no, we just come in, take the trim, measure the damaged glass, put the trim back on, order the glass. When the glass comes in, we just swap the damaged glass for the new glass. So it's amazing how much we know and the customer doesn't know. So we take for granted that, well, we're just going to replace the glass. And they don't know what the whole process was. So it was about 3 emails because he kept having more questions for me just for one broken glass. Oh, so interesting. And then this thing about them going on the website to give us information about a broken glass or glass needs to be replaced. It doesn't work if the person's a tenant. I told the owner, give me this information, but the owner was in Toronto and I didn't know. So they didn't give me enough information to do what I needed to do to fix their problem. So the honeydew list is the big thing that's happening now. Um, Window and door replacements. We can still take door replacement orders for about another week. Window replacement, where we're actually replacing the window, not the thermal pane, that's a spring project. There's no more installation for windows installed for the fall. It just, by the time we get the windows, the cold weather's here and maybe snow. So that's the thing, boy, oh boys, the home maintenance repair, the honeydew list, we get it done and we fix your home.
Great. Thank you, Norm. Did you meet with anybody? Any BAMs?
No.
Okay. All right. And over
Oh,
to.
yes.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, well, Jackie, sorry, Jacqueline. And I'm just going to type you, they were assigned Richard Smith to us.
Morning.
Yeah.
It's
So
amazing. Small
Jacqueline
world.
got us an appraiser.
Okay. Okay. And while we're talking Jacqueline, what's happening in your world?
Well, while I did have to take long, deep breaths, multiple long, deep breaths with regard to my internet, does it want to be with me or is it still unstable? I get to ask those questions of our supplier, which is what my clients do. They ask questions. Norm asked me a question. It was my job to go out and find answers. And hopefully, my internet supplier will find questions or um, certainly answer my questions about what the unstable internet means to me and those who I have Zoom calls with. Um, I am extremely excited about this Saturday because I'm speaking at a workshop. And it's here in the nation's capital. It's here in Ottawa. And it's called Women's Speak Up. And I was asked because of what I do. When I'm not doing mortgages, I am talking about personal development. I am talking about how you take those next steps. I teach vision board, and all of my clients suggest that they should attend my vision board workshop because they're busy talking to me about their next steps. So when you're looking for strategies for your mortgage money, take a long, deep breath and contact your mortgage honey.
That's great that you do the vision board exercises. That's awesome.
Yeah, yeah.
You do it for people that just in general to do the vision boards, or it's linked to buying the home or having the vision of the new home or stuff.
Well, it's a double whammy. So I speak to people who would like to buy a home or who have bought multiple homes and are looking at commercial opportunities. I speak to parents who want their children to know more about where they want to be. It doesn't really matter whether or not they want to buy a mortgage or have a mortgage or refinance their mortgage or look at perhaps needing to go bankrupt or a credit proposal. Those are all those conversations that have lots to do with energy and where the next steps are. And so, where are they now? Where do they want to be next time? And that's why the vision board sessions really, really important. And so, whether it's online, because I do it online and in person, I've had vision board workshops with parents who brought their kids. And the kids said, I didn't know you had that dream, Mom. I didn't know you wanted to go there, Dad. Beautiful opportunities to have conversations. And that's what my intentions will always be.
Okay, okay. Any BAMs? Any connections?
Aside from Tuesday and Norm, I am working with Wendy.
Okay.
And yeah, and so I'm very happy about that. And I have a couple more BAMs going on because Kat, I forgot to say this before. Kat had a really great conversation with me and said, and I can help you. And that's what we all say. Yes, I can help you. So the key is to say thank you and open that door. And so that's my BAM with Kat.
Okay, okay, perfect. Thank you very
Thank
much,
you.
Jacqueline. And just a quick segue, we are looking for a person that does pet care, doggy daycare, pet kennel, that kind of thing. I did actually have about 3 weeks ago, I had somebody that going on holiday and they wanted to put their pet in some kind of a doggy daycare sort of arrangement. And so if you know somebody that has that, have them come in and have them talk to us and see if that's an option to be able to get that, because we take good care of our pets. Sometimes they eat and they're taken care of better than the people that live with us. So yeah, let us know there. Also, Mike Volotsky, in case you are going on holiday or whatever, and he can substitute for you. And we have his name and his address and everything on the chat so that you could. You can call him and he'll be able to cover for you and still represent your business while you're gone. Okay? So let's move over to Sam. How's it going up by the lake, my friend?
Thank you, Tony. Things are great. Another beautiful day turning out here in Port Stanley. Came down because my neighbor called me and said my boat cover was damaged and they had a high winds here. One of the neighbors said it was around 100 kilometers an hour wind 2 weeks ago and damaged my boat cover. And sure enough, it was. And I've ordered a new one. Hopefully it'll arrive later today and I'll put it on, because otherwise the inside of my boat is going to get a lot wetter in the next couple of weeks. Anyway, samstoresconnectedcars.ca. Electronics is my main thing in cars, stereo systems, dash cameras, like I put in Q's husband's vehicle there a couple of weeks ago. Thank you for that referral, Q. I appreciate that very much. Also do other things, minor repairs, oil changes, brake jobs, and these days I've been doing a lot of wheel bearings. Interesting enough, I've done 3 sets in the last couple of weeks. which is kind of abnormal anyway, but it's business and I'm not going to say no to it. One of the people that came to me said that he was recommended to get both done, and sure enough, only needed one. That does happen. Often mechanics will recommend both wheel bearings and the same axle be done at the same time. Not in my experience, it's not necessarily needed. Sometimes it does have to be done, but not necessarily at the same time. So if you ever get a recommendation like that, that both wheel bearings need to be done, you might want to get a second opinion on that. Anyway, let's see here. BAMS wise, well, Bernie's wife's vehicle, I got the order in and this week, and it's supposed to be here Tuesday, the remaining fender liner for her vehicle. Hopefully this one will fit properly. The last one did not, and I sent it back because I'm not going to Mickey Mouse anybody's vehicle. It's supposed to be here Tuesday, this coming Tuesday. Besides that, Eric Perrin, who's not here today, I did recondition the headlights on his vehicle. He drives a lot, a real estate person, as we all know, and the headlights were starting to fade away. If you have that experience, it's fairly normal these days because as your car ages, the plastic cover is a lens cover now. They're not glass like they were when I was a kid. They're all plastic and they eventually fade away because of the UV rays, especially if you keep your car outside. I don't think, Q, you have to worry. I think your car is still inside, isn't it? No. Maybe it is. Anyway, if that happens to you, think of me or you know someone that has that condition, because sure enough, when they start to fade away, your headlights don't work as well as they did before. And believe it or not, you could actually get a ticket for it because you become a danger on the road because your headlights are not working properly and you can't see where you're going at night. That's it for me, Sam Sturz, ConnectedCars.ca. Today's mobile electronics about the cost of a vehicle. And as you can see, a lot more.
Yeah. Way to go, Sam. I was not aware that you get stopped if your headlights are fogged like that. I know it really dissipates the light, and but wow, so they're looking for that as well for the fog. Interesting. There should be some general knowledge about cars. Taught in school. Everybody should get it. A friend of mine, I just heard this morning that he wanted to get his friend to drive him to this one place. So he wanted to get to his car, and then while he was in the garage, he asked his friend to put windshield wash in the car. And he got, I guess, confused and put it in the coolant. So once he found out it's in the coolant, he couldn't drive the car. They had to flush the whole unit. So when you're trying to help, be careful. So thanks a lot, Sam, for that. And over to Bernie. How are you doing there, buddy?
Well, we won't mention the evil four-letter word snow, but hey, snow. It's coming. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. Winter's coming. The Game of Thrones lives on. My contact details are in the chat of different things, and East Trade Winds. So Jacqueline, Tony, and Eric Sonego attended this week, so that was really good. Had a BAM with Rahel and how to update and make that web index or search out podcasts. And so we have something on the go there. My co-host on the Knack for Business and East Trade Winds, Wayne's got a book out that's it's informative. It's about it's freshly brewed coaching. So it's about if you're in the sandwich crowd and you're trying to get your way around the business space, there you go. There you have a chat. It's always good to have a dialogue. The book's open and available for sale. If we're going to do a BAM, we can do it at Hive, and Sandra Surik is available. Ferris Mohammed, Ferris is going back to the UAE, so and actually his last day is Friday. So, but anyhow, at Hive they have a bistro. We can have a bite to eat and do a little tour. What else to say? Oh yeah, hang on. And this kind of feeds back into the purpose inside the Creative Insight space. it's information like this that I'm going to post in the chat. Cyberhood, for example, they presented at East Trade Winds. They're also a Knack for Business podcast guest. They'll be coming up soon, probably 120 days from now or thereabouts. But there's a free training on cyber training. So for the individual, there you go. It's not meant to be the Pavlovian experience where you have a negative conditioning thing. It's more like to keep it positive. So you'll actually learn and grow and have fun. And I'm going to stop there. And Tony, over to you, sir.
Okay, so that course, the cyber course, is that about clicking the things that are coming on email, or is that just
It's about clicking things you shouldn't click that are like, look, I'm sultry. I'm really sexy. Please shake my hand. No, don't. Right?
Yes. I think we all get messages like that.
Yeah. And it's gone from Nigerian prince to if you're getting an email. Case in point, you're getting an email saying you just responded to an RFP. Please open this DocuLink signature or this PDF. If you're not doing RFPs, or you're getting an email from someone you know, but the email is about something you're not doing with them. Stop. Like, if I'm doing business with Jacqueline about mortgages, I know what to expect. But Jacqueline's not going to change your snow tires. I mean, she could, but I'm going to suspect no. Right. So it's like these two things don't go together. And so it's the stop and think. And if you think someone's email's been hacked, you'll stop there, reach out to them through another means other than that email, because that email might be compromised. Don't hit reply. Either ping them through a text message. Did you just send this? They might know. They might not know. They might not. They might know, but not how big that. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's very true. And I got one the other day from a client that I know very well, and it's all about a document that I'm supposed to sign. There's no document that I have.
Yeah. It goes into the junk folder, and then you reach out to the person.
Yeah, and then you reach out through Messenger or other means, and to see if they had it, and then you realize, it's been hacked. So you don't click on those things, as they can get expensive. Good point. Yeah, it's also fun that when you get training on what not to click, the percentage of clicks actually go up, which makes no sense to me. I guess they. But
the other real strong key about that though is that everybody can be hacked psychologically. So you're just trying to minimize it. Just knowing that
that's it.
If you hit the mark, it's like the crypto and the bank inspector routine, right? Hurry up, make a fast decision. You got to do this. We're either a police agency or a bank investigation group, and we're looking to see if someone's committing fraud, and we're going to use you as the bait. The answer is no. They're not going to use you as the bait, and if they do, well, you'll actually know who you're talking to, because they'll be looking. There'll be flush in person moments, right? Not. And if it's all make this happen quick, your inner spidey sense are going no. It's okay.
That's a red flag for me right away. If something is in a hurry, I already know there's something not quite right. Besides, there's so many details. I know Jacqueline and I have talked about this. Is there's so many details in just the mortgage, let alone the banking industry, that you got to take your time, make sure all the details are right. One of my clients they work in the booking field in this company. And they're supposed to transfer over several thousands of dollars, transfer over into a U.S. account, but they changed the form or something, and instead of going into an account, it went into their investment portfolio. Which now they have to figure out, how am I going to get this out, because it's like over $20,000. They needed it in this one account. And she says, there's so many details. If you can't do things in a hurry, you got to make it very meticulous. So if something's in a hurry, just do this. It's automatically there's something wrong. is that whole industry. There's everything. So it's a good point that when we see the signs, that not to get the bait for that. Yeah, that's Tony Jennis from Higher Self. I'm I'm a spirit person, and I connect to things in an energetic perspective and how it works with. I got a call from a client that they're about ready to buy a triplex, and they showed me a picture of it, and right away, as soon as I saw the picture, I says, and all the caption was yes or no, should we buy it or should we not? And I was getting a no. And they say, really? Because it's such a good deal. And, they went to all of the things because, it's a triplex. We could live in one and then have the rent for the other two. I said, it's not about the building, but there's something that the owner is not disclosing. And that's all I know. So there's something so Spirit is all about authenticity, being everything above board. Nothing is hidden. And but once you get the idea of what it is that they're hiding, and you still end up thinking it's okay, we could fix that or we can work with that, then it's a yes. But they don't like anything that's a surprise down the road. Okay, so just look into it. And so I said it isn't a no on the property. It's a no that there's something that they're not disclosing. So I'm not sure how that works, Jacqueline. If they look at a property and it's something that's comes up after, whether it's urea to formaldehyde. This is probably a 1960, what looks like a triplex. It's at least 70 years old. It's an older one in Vanier. And that's about the same sort of era that they were putting in those things. But anyhow, I said that's the way I look at things. It's all in terms of energy and how it does it. And we are on top of, if somebody comes in for a tuning session, we look at the various personal things that are going on and to be able to calm them down. I had a wonderful 13-year-old, 6-foot high 13-year-old. Imagine this, 13 years old. She's still growing at 6 feet. So I says this, and she's into sports and so on. So it was amazing to see this young lady, budding and things that she was going through. We managed to get through a lot of stuff. And this was the first time she's ever had a tuning, and she says, "Wow, this is pretty cool." That's not bad from a 13-year-old if they can get to that point. But when we use different frequencies, I use tuning forks and gongs and crystal bowls and so on, and a whole variety of things to be able to bring that person's energy to a certain point. I use those things also in our sound bathing events, which is happening next Wednesday at 7 o'clock in the evening. And it's just basically a 2-hour introspection of yourself. And if you come with a question, you'll definitely have an answer by the end, because we're giving you the space to be able to find that answer, because that's what a reading is. A reading is when the book is facing out, it's your book, and we're reading it. So this sort of turns the book around so now you can read it. And isn't that great? When you have a question that you didn't think you knew the answer, and you know the answer. And that's pretty cool. So Tony Jennis from Higher Self, we are here to raise your spirits. One of the things, you have a little bit of time today. One of the things that we've seen in our industry, of course, over the last 20 years, it's been big, is when social media first came out, it wasn't that big of a thing. But now it's something that we are using it as part of our marketing. Whether it's Facebook, whether it's LinkedIn, and how we're using it and so on. And so I wanted to take this opportunity because we haven't had this kind of sort of an analysis about what people are doing with their social media. And if we can just kind of go around the circle here and see what media it seems to be working for you. With some people, Facebook works. Other people, it doesn't work, and LinkedIn is better, or Instagram or whatever. So let's see what kind of things you're doing. So Norm, what kind of social media are you more focused on to attract people to windows and doors? Like, is there a certain one, or you just do a little bit of everything?
I have to have a discussion with Kat.
Okay, yeah.
I do Facebook, but there's, I don't do Instagram. I don't, right, so there's some mediums that I should be on. So I'm gonna talk to Kat and see what she thinks I should be doing. Especially with that new video that we got with the glass that
Yes.
Eric. Now,
Oh, and
Eric,
we didn't see that video that you and Eric were doing. So,
Eric made a new video for me. The first one I did with the high performance glass, I just did 3 glass, but the one that I did with Eric, I put the 9 glass in front of
nine
the one,
glasses. Yeah.
and then showed that the high performance glass is more effective than 9 layers of glass.
Yeah, yeah, that was effective. Yeah, the one in the video that I like that one, but that when you showed, I was there for the demonstration, and that was awesome. So yeah, that video is really good. So where do you put that? Oh, I guess Kat would know.
I had
Kat,
it, well, I had it on Facebook, but the thing is, I got to learn from Kat how to make it shared. Well, somebody in Vancouver sent me dimensions, say, okay, give me a price. There's travel time involved.
you think? Vancouver. Oh my God, really? Okay. Well,
When I custom made, I told you about custom made parts that I had made for storm doors. I shipped some parts to Calgary. Somebody saw my clip on how to replace the damaged part of the lock, and he wanted to know where he got the parts. And I said, I have the parts. I shipped them off to Calgary to repair a door in Calgary.
Okay. Now, I was in the trucking industry for a little bit, and there were some truck drivers that were going out west, and they had like a half a load of something, or there's a little bit of room. So sometimes we're able to squeeze a load in while they're going at a muchly reduced price because they were going to go there anyway. So I'm not sure if that's an option if somebody is buying something and they're out west, whether it's Calgary or Vancouver, that they can sort of drop it off on the way. Then it might be a good opportunity to ship it at a much lower cost.
Well, the thing, this was able to be put in an envelope and shipped off, right? Just a small part. But the reason he bought it from me, he couldn't buy it anywhere else.
Right,
So I had
right.
the parts custom made to fix this particular problem. Right? So I have to innovate a lot when I'm on a job site. And that's one of my strengths that everybody else turns them down, and I still use the old Royal Canadian engineer motto, which is the difficult we do today, the impossible takes us 2 days.
Yeah.
And that was the motto of the engineers.
Yeah, I like that. I like that. Okay. So you actually use a social media person to do that, and that's smart. Yeah, Kat is
Well,
very good.
I haven't. That's why I'm going to talk to
Yeah,
Pat. You know,
yeah, yeah. Okay, cool. And Q, what do you use? I mean, with your industry, there's so many people doing that same profession. How do you stand out in social media? Or what do you do with it that brings the people in?
For me, it would be a Facebook group,
Okay.
and and like Facebook page, like my own page for the business. Because technically, for in there, I'm just gonna post to show people what I do. But what I find most effective is still like the word of mouth. So like a lot of my clients actually come from like people that I know that kind of recommend them to talk to me.
Yes.
So social media for me is just to kind of like deliver the message, like
So they know you.
yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Do you do any Facebook Live? Any Facebook Live type messages, or they're mostly pretty planned out and you send them out at certain times?
Yeah, I don't do Facebook Live. I'm just do like videos and posts.
Okay. Cool. And Jacqueline, you're in the financial industry as well. What have you found that's effective?
Okay. Um, I used
Looks like
handwriting. handwriting, like Q just said, word of mouth. When people know and trust you, they're going to tell other people. So, and it doesn't really matter what side of the bridge you're on, whether you're in Vancouver or in PEI. People have family. People talk, and I received this from the U.S. Someone had a conversation with me and said, you know what, I really appreciate the time you've spent with me. Thank you. And they sent me this card. She's from Utah. I didn't know that. I didn't know that. And, but also, I was on a webcast. And so I'm appreciating webcasts. And when we're done here, I am going to do a Facebook Live. And I'm going to do that Facebook Live based on Bank of Canada decided to drop their rate by 0.25%. So that's what I'm going to do. It's quick, and that is easy. With gratitude, that is easy. Yeah, so I use Facebook and LinkedIn. I wasn't sure if I was going to use Twitter because that was off my calendar for a long time. However, people are still on it. So social media is out there, but word of mouth and cards.
Okay. Thanks for sharing. Sam, how about you? Well, what kind of things do you do locally to get people to know, like, or trust you?
Well, let's see. My son takes care of my website, and he puts me on Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. But I have to say, getting on what Jocelyn just mentioned, word of mouth is by far the biggest contributor to my business. I get referrals from people that I know, neighbors, from people I play squash with, from this group here. So, I have lots of inquiries through, of the three, Instagram is the one that I get the most business, social media wise. But I have to say, it's still word of mouth that takes over for me, and the vast majority of my business comes that way. And repeat business, of course, from that. I have steady customers, certainly in my neighborhood. For instance, changing tires coming up. I run a little special in my neighborhood. Started that about 4 years ago. I will pick up and deliver a vehicle to the people's homes if it's within 10 minutes of my house. And that's certainly brought in a lot of business for me, and continues. Well, from that, I've had other, business from that, because the people know that I'm local, that they'll come and pick up their vehicle, so they don't have to worry about driving and staying at my place or getting an Uber back home, that kind of thing. So that kind of worked out well, and continue to do that kind of business. So hope that answers your question.
Yeah, the word of mouth. So you'll take your car, drive to the person's place, take their car home, and then that's a great service.
Yeah, as long as they have a place for me to park. I don't like parking on the city streets, just in case somebody decides to wait for my car. But as long as they find they have a spot on their driveway for my car, I just exchange vehicles, leave mine there, and take theirs back to my place, do my work. And it works out very
That's
well
smart.
because a lot of times, from my experience, people, well, not intentionally, but they're late. They get stuck in traffic, whatever. So I don't have 10 vehicles sitting in the driveway I'm working on, right? So
Yeah,
I sit there and wait for them, and usually takes more time out of my day. And they show up and they say, "Well, you promised to get my work done in 2 hours," and I say, "Yeah, but you just showed up a half an hour late." so,
that's right. That's right.
uh,
They still want to be done by 1 o'clock, even though that you're.
Yeah, so I find that if I drive to their house, I pick up the vehicle. I know exactly when I'm going to be there. I pick it up. They know when I'm going to be there. They can stay at home and do their work if they work from home. They can take care of their kids if they have kids, and it kind of works out nice. And again, it's a benefit not only to them but also to me, because I have their vehicle, and I know when I'm working on it and when I'm done with it.
Smart. That's smart. That's great service too. But it's good on both sides because you have more control over the time. because you know when you're going to pick it up and when you're doing it. That's smart. That's good. Yeah, Jacqueline, you have a question?
I have a comment. So, Sam, after the golf tournament, which was awesome, and I took the T-shirt home to my husband. No, I take it back. It wasn't that. Anyway, so my husband is wearing the T-shirt, Sam's T-shirt, and he hasn't taken it off. So he goes to work, he takes it off. He comes home, he puts it on. He goes to work, he takes it off. He comes home, he loves it. Just so you know, just a thank you.
Who knows? Who knows? Somebody might read the back, and I'll get business from it.
Yeah. This is the guy you want to send for coffee to do a run, because in line, the back,
That's right.
the QR. It has to be whoever's wearing Sam's shirt. Oh, that's great. And Bernie, I mean, you're involved in so many things. You got your own podcast, very successful podcast, and you've got Knack for Business. You've got a lot of things going on. You probably use a variety of different social medias and maybe a certain strategy. What do you do?
Stuff. So LinkedIn's primary, because that's where most business tends to reside. So if you are a business where your customers are, or you're pushing out social media where your customers tend to be, that's great. Having gone through a house reno process here for 2 bathrooms and a kitchen, certain things the contractor will supply or can suggest. And then Lisa goes on a road trip to Woodstock, Ontario, and she's strumming through Facebook. Next thing you know, she found a company called Vanity X, and they make all wood construction vanities with a quartz top and sink. And the price point way outstrips anything else that you can get locally, and they'll ship. And so we bought 2. The shipping cost was $500, but we still saved. That's how good the price was. Right. So for her, it was Facebook, and so she'll put, or she looks for other things. It'll be on Facebook Marketplace. Then we talk to the contractor. So like Norm is probably a reservoir of great information. If it's something that he's going to provide, there you go. But if it's something the person's asking about, he probably knows a good resource, what to go for. And I believe, like, for example, storm doors, right, or screen doors, right. There's a whole set of things. If he's not installing it, if he's installing it, or there might be some elements to that. LinkedIn, the fact that you have a book out there, Jacqueline, is a means of communication. Your website's a means of communication. So, like Norm, when you're talking about your video, if it's on your website, that's good, right? So you can pump and promote in that space. Other people, what I'm doing as I do a podcast, I'm using AI, and I say, hi, here's the raw data. Here's the instructions, reformat it for the podcast. Then I do a next prompt that says, okay, now reformat it for YouTube with all the optimization. Then the next prompt is, okay, one for Instagram. Then the next one is one for Facebook. And so sometimes they all get pushed out. Sometimes it's like, there's a slurry of stuff and I got to catch up later on. And if you have the opportunity to get on someone's newsletter to provide content, all the better. So it could be a marketing piece. So in case of point, like Tony, if you're looking to create a Phoenix newsletter, right, that goes out in the community, you get tidbits from Jacqueline, you get tidbits from Q, you get tidbits from Sam. Bear in mind though, careful what you ask for. If you have manna from heaven and everybody wants manna, you're going to be the manna king or queen, depending which way you swing. Hey, that kind of rhymed. I like that. But bear in mind, right? So sometimes be ready to scale if how much you push out. So if you're a content soul and you're not looking to expand your business and grow your business, then you'll be mindful of that too, because you could hit a success bucket, in which case then you have another good problem, and in which case you're now, how do I scale up, right? And then that's when you involve other people. So you talk to an Eric Senego, going, I'm doing this. What do I got to be mindful of, right? And I got to go to a new place, or you're going to change houses. You know, you talk to Jacqueline if it's funding. Jacqueline, do you do commercial financing for people in that
Yes,
business
I do.
space?
Yeah.
Oh, see, there we go. Okay, you know, there we go. You know, so that's the other key, and it's not just mortgages, right? It's financing for commercial growth, right? So Jacqueline's an answer, and did I know that beforehand? No, it's like it just I thought I'd ask that question, right? So the other element that's key is the actual talking to people. And, you know, Tony, you've done it for a long time. It's called the BAMs, business activity meetings. The more you chat with somebody. At one point in time, and I knew Matt did fireplaces, and I looked at him and said, you do fireplaces. Bernie, you're not listening? No, well, Matt, you know, after 20 minutes, no. But, you know, I joked with him on that one. I said, you know, I know you for furnaces and AC, right? Not for the fireplace, but yeah. So, which is good. So, but that you have to have that dialogue. So that's your other social media medium to work with. It's just having those chats. Like, oh, by the way, I do this. Just a nuance to what you primarily do.
Very true. Yeah, you bring up a couple of good points there, Bernie. When people are looking at marketplace on the reverse side, well, maybe Sam or Jacqueline could post something on marketplace that they have those services, and that doesn't cost anything. And it probably doesn't take a lot to be able to just say a few little blips about changing tires at around probably within the next month anyway. Probably Sam will really want to start to promote that, because people will still have their summer tires in December, unless you remind them often enough, right? You know what I mean? But no, that's a good couple of points. Does anybody use Eventbrite? Is there
Yeah, I
anybody?
do.
Okay, yeah, that was one of my go-to a number of years ago, but it's a constant thing. You have to be on it, so we stopped it. But that's another idea.
I'm
Okay, we're
using
just coming.
craft fairs.
What's that?
I'm using craft fairs. So, to sell those, well, my son makes cat beds and I make those things, the phone holders. My daughter does jewelry, but I also display the high performance glass. So I made a little bit to pay for the table, but then I made a $3,000 sale on windows for thermal paints. And with Sam's shirts, you can wear Sam's shirts anywhere. Problem, my shirts is Walmart. My shirt is blue. They don't ask me,
Yes.
but can I fix their house? They ask me where the women's clothing are, or something. The work ones when I wear
Norm, there's no way in God's green earth I'm coming up to you going, Norm, women's clothing. Tell me, where will I find that? Sorry.
That's the last thing I think
You would
about.
not be my go find them.
I was in a bulk barn, right? And the woman says, can you tell me where this place is? I said, no, but I can fix your windows. She says, I need my windows fixed. And I actually got to leave because she thought I worked at the store. And I said, no, I can fix your windows. She said, well, I do need that done. But the
Yeah,
biggest
that's when you
thing,
turn around and you got your QR in the back, and they can just take a picture. Oh, that's great. Great ideas, guys. Thank you for sharing some of your marketing tips and the marketing strategies that you do. And yeah, Bernie, if you have that end quote, that would be good to close us off.
I don't know if it's the end quote, but it is a quote to close us off. Not the end quote, but sorry, I'm being. Courage is resistance to fear, mastery of fear, not the absence of fear. Courtesy of Mark Twain.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much, guys. And to those that are watching on Facebook Live or LinkedIn Live and YouTube, well, thank you very much for joining with us. And we will see you next week. We will be at the River Lounge in person, but we will have the Zoom open for those that want to come in that they can't get in because they have a busy day or something. And so hope to see you next week. All right. Until then, have yourself a great weekend and drive carefully.